Ladies and gentlemen, something extraordinary just detonated across America, and the Democrats are in absolute panic mode tonight because for the first time in years, Barack Obama's own words, his own warning, have collided head-on with a tidal wave of reality that he never expected to face under President Donald J. Trump. So while Obama was out here whispering poetic nonsense about borderless exceptionalism, hoping that the media would, cover for him like they always have, the Supreme Court just delivered a bombshell ruling that blows the entire migrant voting system wide open. And suddenly, every decision Obama made, every refugee pipeline that he built, every community that he engineered, every loophole that he legalized, it's now under a forensic spotlight with Trump holding the magnifying glass. But this is only the beginning, guys, because as this ruling dropped, Texas revolted, full-scale defiance, National Guard deployments, federal agencies stunned. Exactly what Obama warned Democrats could never be allowed to happen. This is happening right now. And then the third explosion hit. The DHS whistleblower confirming that 85,000 migrant children are missing, gone, unaccounted for, a scandal that was born directly from the immigration machine that Obama constructed and Biden expanded. Well, tonight, all three shocks collide into one unstoppable political earthquake. Obama confirmed it, the Supreme Court triggered it, Texas escalated it, and now Democrats are watching the entire system that they built collapse in real time. Buckle up, because this is the moment that everything turns. Hit the like button and subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start right where the earthquake began. Obama's December 1st speech at the Crystal Bridges Museum. This was a speech that the media pretended was harmless, poetic, uplifting, but behind the velvet delivery, Obama, he made a catastrophic mistake. He confessed indirectly, but unmistakably, the worldview that has built this entire crisis, a belief in borderless exceptionalism, a belief that America's identity should be reshaped through endless waves of migrants who don't look alike, don't worship alike, don't eat the same foods, yet somehow must redefine what this country is. Well, under Biden, this ideology flourished unchecked. But under President Trump in 2025, Obama's words are not inspiring. They're incriminating. Because the moment that he romanticized that borderless vision, the Supreme Court dropped a ruling that completely threatened the entire political model that Democrats built on top of it. And all of a sudden, Obama's "it's happening" moment became a confession, not a celebration. And then, boom, the Supreme Court delivered the ruling that Democrats swore would never happen. In a 6-3 decision, the court ruled that states may require proof of U.S. citizenship for federal elections, may audit migrant voter rolls, and may reconcile voter data against immigration databases Trump restored on day one. Instantly, the political terrain shifted. This wasn't just voter integrity. This was a retroactive accountability. This was a legal green light to dig into everything that Obama built, everything Biden expanded, and everything that blue states refused to disclose. Minnesota, New York, Arizona, Michigan, all suddenly on the hook to explain irregularities that they hope would stay buried. Well, Democrats aren't panicking because of what states might find. They're panicking because states can now prove what conservatives have been shouting for a decade. Mass migration was never just humanitarian. It was political engineering, and the receipts are finally public. Now, let's talk about the roots, because none of this chaos sprouted overnight. It began during the Obama years when refugee and settlement policies weren't just expanded, they were weaponized. Somali resettlements in Minnesota, Syrian admissions in key swing state corridors, humanitarian parole programs rubber stamping with shocking speed. All of it was crafted to build dense, unassimilated enclaves with massive political influence. And today, those enclaves are the epicenters of fraud, identity manipulation, and election irregularities. Now, ICE raids showing 50% immigration fraud in Minneapolis, Medicaid and child care scams exploding into billion-dollar fraud rings, feeding our future becoming the largest pandemic-era scandal in America. Trump's DHS audits, they are now tracing every trail back to the same place, Obama's placement strategy. The Democrats know this, and this is why they're melting down, because for the first time, the federal government is allowed to follow the money and the migrants, all the way back to the policy architects who created this whole system. And before I move into the next explosive topic, let me just go ahead and say this because it really matters to so many of you watching this show right now. One of our viewers told me, "I stayed on the same Medicare plan for 5 years and every year it covered less." This is exactly what Medicare does. It changes quietly behind the scenes while you assume that you're protected. Well, Chapter doesn't let that happen. They track those changes so that your coverage doesn't quietly weaken while the system shifts under your feet. Now, most people, they're already dialing the phone number at the bottom of your screen right there, 909-563-8279, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron, because they want someone fighting on their side, not some company trying to sell them whatever pays the highest commission. And speaking of people taking action, I want to share something one of our viewers, Ron Shinoda, sent me. So he wrote, "Aloha, Mr. Yates. I called Chapter and got to save $118 a month. Thank you so much for your advice. You made my family's Christmas and New Year's Eve extremely bright. Wishing you and your family the happiest holidays. Mahola, Ron Sonoda. P.S. You're the first program I listen to every day. You're a hardworking fellow." Well, Ron, I just want to take a second and appreciate you. I really appreciate you more than you know. Let me just say that. Messages like yours are exactly why I show up every single day. When people in this community win, when they get clarity, they keep their money and protect their families, this is exactly what keeps this whole thing moving forward. So appreciate you, Ron. So while Democrats were still scrambling trying to contain this Supreme Court fallout, Texas lit the second fuse, and the explosion was immediate. Governor Greg Abbott deployed the National Guard, fortified razor wire barriers, launched drone surveillance, and ordered Texas military lawyers to replace activist immigration judges that Biden relied on to stall deportations. Now, this wasn't some border dispute. This was a full-scale mutiny against federal mismanagement. And the irony, Obama predicted this years ago when he warned Democrats privately that states must never control their own immigration systems. Why? Because he already knew that red states would crush illegal entry if given real authority. Well, here we are. Under Trump 47, Texas isn't negotiating, it's enforcing. And Democrats aren't furious because Greg Abbott acted. They're furious because he proved what they had denied for a decade. Securing the border was never impossible. It was simply forbidden. And so while the Supreme Court ruling and the Texas revolt was detonating across the country, the third bomb hit. And it hit harder than anyone expected. A DHS, HHS whistleblower stepped forward and confirmed the unthinkable. 85,000 migrant children are missing. Not misfiled, not delayed, missing. Untraceable. Many handed off to unvetted sponsors, cartel-linked networks, or individuals who never should have been allowed near a child to begin with. This is not just incompetence, this is systemic rot. And so here's the part that the media refuses to touch. This crisis didn't begin under Biden. It was built on Obama's streamlined vetting rollbacks between 2014 and 2016. The administration removed layers of sponsor verification that Trump later restored, but by then the damage was already done. And so now President Trump's DOJ is hunting down every contractor, NGO, and agency head involved. And Democrats, they have gone silent, completely silent, because this scandal destroys their entire moral narrative. And so next we go to ground zero. Minneapolis and St. Paul. These are the cities where Democrats swore that they were models of diversity and inclusion. You know, Ilhan Omar's hometown. But when federal investigators finally got access, they didn't find inclusion. They found infiltration. ICE's recent sweep revealed 50% of migrants checked they were engaged in some kind of immigration fraud, forged identities, sham marriage, visa manipulation, fake employment records, and lay it on top of that, the Feeding Our Future scandal. Nearly $250 million stolen in taxpayer funds, funneled through Somali-run nonprofits that brought luxury homes, they bought luxury cars and overseas properties, Medicaid and child care scams reaching over $1 billion in fraudulent claims. And all of it concentrated in the exact same communities built during Obama's settlement surge. So Democrats, they fought every audit, every request for voter rolls, every fraud investigation, because they already knew what would surface. Now it's all coming out at once, and the political fallout is absolutely nuclear. And so now this is where Democrats truly begin to ravel, because the Supreme Court didn't just allow states to verify citizenship moving forward, it allowed states to audit past elections. And that means investigators can finally cross-check voter rolls with immigration databases, asylum records, visa overstay lists, and refugee placement logs. Minnesota, New York City, Michigan, all the exact states where migrant enclaves exploded during the Obama years. Already, early audits are revealing administrative irregularities that Democrats swore up and down didn't exist. Non-existent registration errors, duplicate ballots tied to shared addresses, voter rolls with names that don't match any state IDs. For years, Democrats dismissed any questions as racist or conspiratorial. But now the data is speaking very loudly. And the panic is real because these networks, intentionally or not, shaped voting outcomes in razor-thin districts. And so, under Trump, the truth doesn't just leak out, it gets subpoenaed. Now, here's the heart of the meltdown. Democrats aren't terrified of Trump's audits because they expose Biden. They're terrified because they expose Obama. His refugee programs, his resettlement maps, his executive orders, his DHS memos, all of it created the architecture that allowed these voting anomalies to begin with. These fraud hotspots and unassimilated blocks to flourish. For the first time ever, Trump has everything Democrats never wanted a Republican president to hold: legal authority, Supreme Court backing, public support, red state cooperation, access to paid administrative data, whistleblowers willing to talk. Obama's legacy is no longer shielded by media adoration or bureaucratic stonewalling. It's being examined with forensic precision by Trump's DOJ, congressional committees, and state-level investigators. And Democrats know exactly what happens next. When the audits reveal the truth, Obama's carefully crafted image collapses, and right along with it, the moral foundation of the modern Democratic Party. Their fear isn't political, their fear is existential, and Obama knows it. Now, let's go ahead and pull back the curtain on something that the media hoped that you would never notice. You see, Trump's removal of over 100 immigrant judges in just the first year of his second term, 20% of the entire system, by the way, and these weren't natural arbiters. These were Obama-era appointees with asylum grant rates that were so freaking high, they may as well have just been handing out green cards at the border. In New York City, 25% of judges were replaced. In San Francisco, half of them. That's not coincidence. That is exposure. Trump didn't purge the system, he revealed it. So these judges slow-walked deportations, fast-tracked asylum claims, and clogged the courts with procedural delays that turned temporary migrants into permanent residents. It was the quiet machinery behind Obama's demographic engineering. So by replacing them with military lawyers and law and order adjudicators, Trump didn't just change policy. He severed the deep state's operational backbone. Democrats aren't just upset about the firings, they're terrified of what those judges may testify to next. And this brings us to the three-front pillar war exploding across America right now. So on the one front, you got Texas openly defying Biden's federal agencies, reinforcing its own border, deploying the National Guard, and refusing to release detained migrants without state-level vetting. On another front, the Supreme Court has just empowered states to investigate the very voting systems Democrats depended on for a decade. And on the third front, Trump's DOJ is reopening every Obama-era policy pipeline, from resettlement schemes to child sponsor failures. Three storms, 1 month, all converging on the same political legacy. Democrats hoped that these crises would stay siloed, but instead they've merged into a single narrative. Obama built the system, Biden expanded it, and Trump is dismantling it piece by piece. Now, for the first time in years, Republicans aren't playing defense. They're on the march, and Democrats know exactly what it means when all three fronts collapse at once. And so now we arrive at perhaps the most frightening shift for Democrats. They've lost control of the narrative. For years, Obama-era agencies quietly guided what stories were allowed to trend. Immigration crises were downplayed. Fraud investigations were buried. Whistleblowers were discredited, and explosive reports throttled by big tech algorithmic chokehold. But under President Trump, those walls are cracking. Newly released documents, including Elon Musk's latest censorship files, show that DHS, during and after the Obama years, labeled entire categories of border stories as destabilizing content, instructing platforms to suppress them. Stories about Somali-linked fraud rings, hidden, missing migrant children, deranked, visa manipulation, flagged for possible extremism. And so now Trump's DOJ is reopening Smith-Munt compliance reviews, and whistleblowers from inside DHS, HHS, and nonprofit networks are stepping forward with receipts. For Democrats, this is a nightmare scenario. The truth is trending, and this time they can't stop it. And so here's the truth. America, the part that Democrats hoped you would never piece together. Obama lit the fuse over a decade ago with resettlement pipelines, loosened vetting, activist judges, and propaganda systems that shielded the consequences. Biden poured gasoline on it, accelerating migrant surges, losing children, collapsing border enforcement, and allowing fraud networks to metastasize. And now, in December 2025, the entire structure is burning down in real time. The Supreme Court crackdown, the Texas border rebellion, the 85,000 missing children scandal, the fraud rings in Minnesota, the censorship leaks, the judge removals. These aren't isolated crises. These are the aftershock of the exact same political earthquake. And President Trump, he isn't just exposing the system. He's dismantling it brick by brick, audit by audit, ruling by ruling. Democrats aren't panicking because their strategy failed. They're panicking because Trump revealed it was never a strategy. It was a takeover from the very beginning. And now the takeover is over.